Ooh. Hey, what's up, man?
Yo,
What is
what's
up?
up? Much. Just got done watching some SmackDown.
Yeah, same here. What'd you think about SmackDown tonight?
Good, good. That's the stories efficiently for the most part. Um, with Sammy and Jey Uso, that was interesting. You know that they because like they kind of alluded to it, but that was like really like the first promo between like not promo, but like the backstage segment with them, like where they're like, it's like, hey man, like I don't like what you're doing or whatever. So Gunther, Imperium, and Sheamus segment, great, love that. Great main event. Shotzi got her tank back. Good night.
Yeah, I thought it was a solid show. I mean, it's weird because like I've been hearing a lot of complaints that like the Canadian crowd is like so much more into the show, whereas like you go back to an American crowd, and it almost seems like they're trying to be polite, like they're politely clapping, and they don't want to be too loud. And it's like, huh, like they should do more shows in Canada. Um,
I mean, for me at least, Winnipeg was not as good as some other Canadian cities. Still good. Like there was some opportunity there because there was at some points I'm like, man, they should really be going all in on this, but they're really not. So
yeah, but overall, I was happy with the show. Shotzi got her tank back. Um, she wrestled Bailey minus the rest of Damage Control, who is stuck in Florida due to Hurricane. What is it? Hurricane Ian, I believe. That's what it's called.
Ian, yeah.
Right. So it was a straight up one-on-one match, and man, you knew Bailey was going to win. I don't know, like I don't know if it was me or did Shotzi look kind of sloppy out there?
I mean, she looked okay. I mean, she wasn't great or anything like that. I mean, but Shotzi has always been rough around the edges, though, for the most part.
I mean, I don't know. That's always kind of been the story lately with Shotzi, and again, I don't want to bring up old, trauma, but it's just it seems like she has a lot going on, and maybe she's just like barely, I don't want to say getting over it, but barely kind of recovering from everything that's been going on in her life. But I love Shotzi. I mean, again, said it before, I think Shotzi can be pushed. She can be marketable. She could be their next Lita, in my opinion. And, they gave her back her tank. So the crowd seemed to like Shotzi. They were, cheering for anything she did. I mean, they loved the fact that they brought back her tank. What's up? Hey, what's up, Kyle? But I thought it was a decent match. Bailey won. Bianca came out and made the save to hype up their match next Saturday. So we got that. And then it looks like now that we're getting LA Knight back.
Oh, yeah. And then that's big, too.
He ruins their pose. I guess they want to get the title or the record for the longest pose, and he stops it and then, tells them, you're more worried about posing than winning titles, and then takes off his belt buckle and says, this was never for me. So now we're getting LA Knight back, so, good. Good.
Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, dummy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else happened on the show. You got the Usos. You got the Usos stuff. The opening match was Sami Zayn and Solo versus Madcap Moss and Ricochet. It was a fun match. I liked it. Solo getting the win and just beating the air living shit out of Madcap Moss, which I thought was pretty fun. And then Sammy having to kind of cool him down. We get to the back, and Jay just doing his usual, hating on Sammy. Telling Sammy, I see right through you. And just Sammy saying, hey, you got a problem with it, take it up with Roman. So I'm interested to see where this storyline goes, because like it's painted as that the bloodline is eventually going to kick out Sammy, and this is going to lead to Sammy reuniting with Kevin Owens, which they kind of teased later in the night, where KO sees his shirt, goes, you need a different shirt. But I don't know, like it could go either way. It could go with Jey Uso getting kicked out. It can go with Solo Sikoa possibly turning on the Bloodline or maybe wanting to think he's a bigger deal than Roman. I don't know. Like, it could go either way. Like, this is kind of, I mean, it's kind of off topic, but it's in topic. I pitched the idea on Twitter. I'm like, you could really make Solo another opponent for Roman. Because I know Cody is the guy. Cody's going to be the guy that faces Roman and, takes the titles off of him at Mania. But for Solo, like, here's what I pitched. Like, it's kind of similar to Evolution when Orton, won on his own. Like, Orton won a title, and then Triple H and Evolution beat the shit out of him because, no one's supposed to be bigger than this group except for me. You can do something like that where, eventually they're gonna do another brand split, and Solo wins a title on another brand. But Roman is like, that's my title, so hand me that title. And then Solo just says, fuck you, and spits in his face and walks away. Like, you can do something like that.
Let me ask you this question. Still on the same topic with the whole Bloodline situation and back to Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
You think that temporarily that Jey Uso gets kicked out of the Bloodline because of the whole Sami situation?
It can be temporarily. I mean, because again, WWE will sometimes like to throw the fans a curveball, if you will. So I mean, it could be Jey Uso getting kicked out. It could be Jey Uso challenging Roman and saying hey, I don't know about Sami. Sami's trying to get into our family. He's trying to stir the pot. Or it can end with we're thinking that they're going to kick Jey out, but then they do the swerve and they kick Sami out.
Yeah,
like they can do that. Like they can do a swerve within a swerve.
Yeah, absolutely. Just wanted to bring up the question because of the fact that they can do anything with this storyline here. So to me, they have a lot of options here, which is good. Like, if you cannot determine what option is going to be what, like if it's not as predictable, and to me that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn cool in my opinion.
And again, it's the best thing in WWE right now. It's the best thing in wrestling, in my opinion, right now. Just the Bloodline, and just now you got Solo, who's just like really goddamn good. Like just the fact that last week that he just like beats the shit out of Madcap Moss and Ricochet. Like he just runs him right into the wall and just beats the fuck out of him. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, I can buy that. Everything else on the show. You had Cross do a promo, a pre-recorded vignette, which again was good. You had Mac. Actually, let me ask you. So last week, let's talk about last week on SmackDown. So last week, McIntyre comes out and challenges Cross to a strap match, and then Scarlett comes out, but Cross attacks Drew from behind, which to be honest, I'm kind of getting sick of that. Like, just stop attacking him from behind. You're supposed to be a badass. My opinion. But anyways, they have a big schmoz where they put on the strap and they beat the fuck out of each other, and then Scarlett gets in and throws a fireball at Drew, but doesn't even graze his head. So Drew has to. I guess Drew was like, I can't sell that because people are going to know that didn't actually hit me. Like, they can see as clear as they didn't hit my head, so they had to call an audible, and then Cross. Cross goes after Drew, and then Scarlett nutshots him, and then the whole time is just cutting a promo on him while he has him in that sleeper. What do you think about that segment?
I mean, I loved it. Minus the fireball, right? The fireball was kind of it was kind of botchy, right? You know what I mean? And it happens. There are some people that are like, there's never been a good fireball in wrestling. What? Okay, educate yourself and go back and see good fireballs. There was this one fireball, if I can remember, that I believe Jim Cornette gave to Ronnie Garvin.
Mm-hmm.
God, just his whole head was on fire, pretty much, right? If I remember that right, I believe it was Jim Cornette giving to Ronnie Garvin, but regardless, though, I digress. Back to the subject at hand. Look, it's building heat for the match. Literally, it's building heat for the match, right? Because you gotta remember, this is gonna be Cross's very first feud coming back to WWE, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they are doing this a slow build, right? They're not rushing this match, right? They're finally gonna have this match at Extreme Rules versus already being like, okay, if this was Vince McMahon, right? Think about it. If this was Vince McMahon, guess what? They would already have had some type of interaction with each other in the ring in a match setting. It would have been like, for example, Karrion Kross and let's just say Sami Zayn. We'll just throw that out there for this here. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Whatever. Right? I'm just throwing a random match out there, right? They would have already had some type of interaction with each other if Vince McMahon were to still be in charge, still having the pin per se, right? The fact that they are getting physical with each other, but the fact that they haven't made an actual match yet is a good thing, right? And that shows you the difference, the change that Triple H brings. For this strap match here, I get it. I get why they're doing it. Oh, so you can run away from me. I can always see you, right? So you can't attack me from behind. So that kind of goes with the point of what Cross has been doing, which has been attacking Drew from behind. So it makes sense that way. So we'll see how it goes, right? You know what I mean? We got one more show with these guys on there. I'm gonna assume next week that Drew is gonna get the upper hand on Cross because Cross is definitely winning that match at Extreme Rules. 100%. You're not going to bring this guy back. Not going to bring this guy in to lose his very first pay-per-view match coming back to the company. So I see Drew gaining the upper hand next week and going into Extreme Rules. Karrion Kross picking up the actual victory in the match.
Exactly. Let's see what else happened tonight on SmackDown. I mean, you had the main event, which originally, it was just Drew McIntyre and Austin Theory. Austin Theory was talking a little bit of shit about Drew, and Drew just happened to be peeking around the corner, which I thought was kind of funny. And then he just tells, Austin, you, me, now. So they barely had a match because Austin, brought out Alpha Academy, and then Otis, drags Drew out of the ring and beats the shit out of him. And then Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano come out, and they make it a 6-man. A tag team match, playa. The main event, I thought was a fun match. It was a fun match. The faces won. The only thing I didn't like was, there was... I don't know. This is kind of like a nitpick for me. I don't like when there's a lot happening outside of the ring, and they're not showing what's happening in the ring. Because, it just seemed like Drew and Austin were just laying down for, 4 minutes until Drew just gets up and hits a Claymore, and then he gets the win. So, whatever. Go ahead.
I'll make a comment on that real quick. So, Kevin Dunn is still around, right? He's still around, and obviously, with him still being around, he usually doesn't make mistakes like that, right? I don't really see him making that type of mistake because. He's the Vince McMahon of the production team, right? He's in control of everything when it comes to the production side. Do you think that, because tonight it felt kind of a little weird in some segments, especially to the point that you made in the match, do you think that some of the control of what Kevin Dunn is doing is slowly fading away? Do you think that tonight was just, anomaly or just... something that was kind of off with the production?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because there was talk of Kevin Dunn possibly being gone from the company.
Yeah.
Or in the process of being gone from the company because with this new regime, a lot of Vince's guys, like Laurinaitis, gone. Pretty soon Pritchard's going to be gone. And I can imagine Kevin Dunn's going to be gone because it's kind of well known that Kevin Dunn and Stephanie and Triple H don't like each other. or Stephanie and Triple H don't like Kevin, and Kevin doesn't like Stephanie and Triple H. So I think pretty soon he's going to be gone. And from what I heard, because I think I heard this on Rene Dupree's podcast, that Kevin Dunn's grooming somebody to take his job. And it's like one of the older, it's someone who used to be one of the camera guys, and he's going to take, Kevin's job. So I guess Kevin is just like waiting just to, deuce out. So, good. Because, again, people have a lot of opinions about Kevin Dunn. I'm not really going to give too much of an opinion about Kevin Dunn because I never worked there. I'm only going by what, the Jim Cornettes and other people have said about him.
Bucky Beaver Tooth motherfucker.
This Bucky Beaver Tooth motherfucker doesn't know anything about the wrestling business. Made all of his money from wrestling. Hates wrestling. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he has a lot of money saved up, and he just wants to get the fuck out of here. But they pay him too much. But
I mean, saved up money. I mean, guy has enough money. He has nothing to save. He has enough already.
Oh, he's good. So I'm pretty sure he's out. And, you brought up the point of, the way the show was shot tonight. He's either gone or he's in the process of being gone.
I wouldn't say he's gone yet, because if he's gone,
well, yeah.
Unless we hear something like tomorrow or like this weekend, like he's officially gone, I think he is still there. I won't say in a limited role. I think he's still like in a leadership role, but I do think he's being overseen as far as what he does, how he's doing the production, how he's, going to which camera. You know what I mean? So we'll see, though, because I know we're just two guys talking on the internet, on a podcast here, right? We're not there. We don't work there. We don't know, right? But just speculating on what it could be, and from what reports are saying, right? And obviously we can't really trust these reports either, 100%. But just, we're just talking. We're just having a conversation about it. It seems like that the tide is turning on that side of the production side of WWE.
Oh, yeah. And for the better. I mean, because just, again, we need Kevin Dunn's, obsession with these camera cuts. That I'm surprised we haven't heard a report about somebody having like a seizure just watching these camera cuts. Where it's like somebody's getting their ass kicked in the corner. It's like, camera 1, 2, 3, camera 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. It's like, Jesus, dude, like, why? Like, why with the fucking camera guys?
Despite all that, right? Kevin Dunn, you gotta think about it this way. He's had more, to me personally, like, yeah, we can make fun of his beaver tooth and, like, what he actually thinks about wrestling and all that stuff. That man knows how to do a fucking production. Like, mine's the whole, quick camera cuts. Because, like, ever since we started watching wrestling, who's been head of production? Kevin Dunn. Mm-hmm. And think about all the shots and everything, like the Shawn Michaels, entrance at WrestleMania 12, him coming down the, that zip line there, right? Who shot that? Kevin Dunn, right? All the face-offs that we've seen in the past, Rockin' Hogan, Rockin' Cena, right? Just all the amazing shots that we've seen, like SmackDown, the SmackDown with the DX Express blowing up from Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? So the Mankind falling off Hell in a Cell. That is Kevin Dunn's production. There's been some really, really bad production too, though. But to me personally, I'm always gonna think about his production, a positive manner rather than a negative manner, because that man knew what the hell he was doing when it comes to that side of the business.
Right. Right before we get to questions, rest in peace, Antonio Inoki. 70.
I just posted that on the Spinebuster T's Instagram.
78, right? He was 78.
79.
79. There you go. Just, one of the biggest names in the business. I mean, what else can you say? Didn't I'm gonna sound like an asshole. Did he train Hogan? Wasn't he the one that trained Hogan?
I mean, he has a very honest to Hogan, but he didn't train him though.
Right. Yeah, Inoki. What?
I want to say Giant Baba. I want to say Giant Baba. Hogan, or he had some type of
Eddie's saying Hiromu Matsuda trained Hogan. Okay,
Matsuda, yeah, it was Matsuda. Yeah,
but
100%.
one fact that Michael Cole I think it was either Michael Cole or Corey Graves that said he was the first Japanese wrestler to be a WWE champion, but it's technically not recognized.
Yeah. And then, I'm sorry, I'm getting my notifications is going off here, but yeah, that's something that was known about for years about him winning, quote unquote, the championship from Bob Backlund. So apparently,
why wasn't it recognized?
It was because it was ruled a no contest. So basically, he won the championship from Bob Backlund. So not WWF, but Bob Backlund was doing a tour of Japan, right? Mm-hmm. He defended the title against Inoki. He lost to Inoki, right? And maybe like a week later, 10 days later, he wrestled Inoki again, and it ended up in no contest, right? So WWF was like, you know what, fuck it, you're coming back, you gotta come back to New York now, right? So you gotta bring that title back. So WWF just did. They was like, you know what, it's only been a week, right? And this was in the 70s, right? This is in the late 70s. So basically, WWF was like, you know what, it's only been a week. There's probably not even gonna be, footage of the match itself, right? So we're just not gonna recognize it. That's pretty much what they did.
That's so weird. It's like with the was it the Hart Foundation, the Rockers, where the Rockers won it, but the rope broke, so they were like, "Well, we can't air that, so you didn't really win." It's like, that's really, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a different time. It was definitely a different time because about, I would say, 90% of TV wrestling was recorded in some fashion, right? I even think like there was like some of the Saturday night's main events that were recorded, right? All the pay-per-views were live, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. But like some of the Saturday night's main events were recorded. There was a bulk of them that were live too as well. But if you're watching like Superstars or WCW or NWA Saturday Night, like those were all recorded for the most part. So yeah, I mean it was just how it was back in the day.
It's weird because I didn't know most shows were recorded. I just assumed all shows were live back in the day, like Raw and Nitro. And then I realized after reading going on WrestleZone, .com and reading spoilers for SmackDown, I'm like, so SmackDown isn't live? So
yeah,
those are the days I'd go to the library and just go on the computer and go on WrestleZone.com and just read spoilers for SmackDown.
WrestleZone. I used to what was my website? Lords of Pain. There you go. Lords of Pain.
Okay.
Lords of Pain. They're definitely not up no more because maybe.
And NoDQ.com.
I hated NoDQ. Oh, they're still around. They just changed the name, so they're called Wrestling Headlines now.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
Oh, formerly Lords of Pain. Oh, man. I mean, obviously, Lords of Pain, I mean, that's kind of like... they had the website since 98, so it's like... That's definitely like a late 90s website name, but yeah, it's still around. Good for them.
All right. We have a lot of questions to get to. So let's start off...
Wait. Before we get on the questions, what about the Bray Wyatt teaser tonight? Did you see that?
Was it when the lights went off?
You didn't see it?
No.
It was on Twitter.
What was it?
Well, basically, it was a cartoon. Basically, it was like a 15-second video, but it was like a cartoon with the three little pigs. Uh-huh. And basically, at some point, there was like some Morse code in there, but the key thing to this is that they show a cartoon of the Big Bad Wolf, right? And they did flashes to another wolf that kind of looked, how should I say, demonic, right? So, is Bray Wyatt going to come back as a Big Bad Wolf type of character? I don't know.
I mean,
Well, there was another thing too as well. Also as well in the crowd, when they had the camera shot on Corey Graves and Michael Cole, there's a fan in the crowd that said, had a sign that says, "Reveal in what you are." And what that is, that basically goes back to a drawing. I don't know if you know Rob Schamberger, the one that does the paintings for like WWE.com.
I don't know.
Okay, he does some really really awesome paintings of the wrestlers. So basically, long story short, Bray in 2019 he tweeted "Reveal in what you are." Same thing that was in the crowd tonight. So, interesting. I think we all know that it is going to be Bray Wyatt in some fashion already, right? But the way that they're doing this and the way that, how they're putting this all together is masterful, in my opinion, on how they're putting this whole thing together. There's another thing as well that happened. I don't think I have it in front of me. Oh, yeah, actually I do. I don't know where the screenshot's from. It says 1911 WWE.com. Mm-hmm. I want to say that this may be from their Twitter. It's not on their Twitter. It's from somewhere. Regardless, though, if you remember him as the Mad Hatter, on his hat, he has a little paper sign that says 19/11. Oh, there's a lot of nuances and teasers that's going out there. I'm feeling pretty confident that it is Bray Wyatt, right? We're not confirming anything here, right? It's not confirmed to be Bray Wyatt. We're speculating that it is, but the signs are that it is going to be Bray Wyatt. I'm about 95% sure that it's going to be Bray. That's another teaser tonight, and it's just again adding layers to this potential reveal at Extreme Rules. And the big thing for me is he going to come back as the Big Bad Wolf? Why was there the three little pigs, right? Why are they showing, the Big Bad Wolf? And why was there a Morse code? Right? Does anyone know Morse code out there? Can you guys, help us out with that and tell us what it says? Because that would be awesome. But, we're definitely going to get some more news with this here because we got 1 week left of this and a possible reveal at Extreme Rules.
I kind of hope it's just not necessarily a brand new character, but just like a blend of because I don't want to see him be the Fiend again. I would rather see him be that cult leader, but just with a new twist. And you're bringing up an interesting point. He's the Big Bad Wolf. So I don't know what he could be, because Bray's a very creative guy. So if he comes back as something, it's going to be something we're not expecting. So how he comes back, I mean, could he come back at Extreme Rules, and if so, how? Is he going to come out during? Is he going to come out during Drew and maybe Cross's match? Is he going to come out during? I mean, he's more likely going to come out during a big match. And go after a big opponent. But again,
if you had to pick on who it may be, where do you think he'll fit in at?
I don't know. I guess it would make more sense with Drew, but that would just be kind of weird because it's just like we're re-debuting another guy against Drew. I mean, because we're doing it with Cross, now we're doing it with Bray. I mean, I wouldn't mind. But I this is going to sound like a cop-out answer. I don't know. But, because it wouldn't make sense against Riddle, because that would just be kind of random and kind of off-putting. I'm trying to think of other matches that are happening at Extreme Rules. Because the championship, Roman's not going to do it.
We got Edge and Finn Balor.
Maybe Finn and Edge, that'd be interesting. Not Finn and Edge, Bray and Edge. That'd be interesting. Because they haven't crossed paths yet.
But it's an I Quit match, too. And my line of thinking is that maybe Edge or Finn Balor or is Drew and Karrion Kross? Because Riddle and Rollins, they don't need they don't need that. They need to get Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins far away from each other as far as possible, right? Mm-hmm. Even though he won't be attacking Seth Rollins, I just don't want to see that type of interaction at all. Definitely not Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. Definitely not Bianca Belair and Bayley. Brawling Brutes and Imperium, no. At this point in time, because this week there's been talk of Finn Balor getting a big push, and I don't see Finn losing to Edge. I don't see Edge saying I quit either. I think the way around it is if they bring back Bray Wyatt, and if it's against Edge, in order for Finn Balor to win, they may just have Edge not responsive to saying I quit, and either just award the match to Finn Balor, right? Or just be a no contest, which will kind of suck, right? If it's just a no contest, but they have options. They have options for sure. Mm-hmm. And the other thing too is I know you definitely you had to see it by now, is that they could do a faction with Bray Wyatt, Karrion Kross, Braun Strowman, and Dexter Lumis. So, or they can have. There's a lot of options. There's been talk of having Bray be with Gallus from NXT, having them be with Schism from NXT. So the fact that we don't know and it's so unpredictable, that is what is great about this. Because if this was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like, oh yeah, Bray Wyatt's gonna come back, he's gonna come back against this person. Oh, I already know what it's gonna be. Since we don't know what it is, and we don't even know what his character is gonna be, this is just marvelous. This is what wrestling. This is what brings us back to watch wrestling every single week. The storyline. So that's all to WWE. I truly believe in Triple H and what he does, and hopefully this becomes something memorable.
Right. I mean, again, Eddie's saying I'd rather be surprised. I'd rather be surprised too. Like, I don't want to know what's going to happen. Like, I want to see what's going to happen when Bray comes back. Whether it be in a group, because I don't see Cross being in a group, because they really want to push Cross as a singles guy, and with Dexter, to be honest, I still don't know what they're trying to do with him with Miz. I don't get the infatuation that.
Well, I think that's, to me, if they put Dexter and Bray together, I think that's probably gonna have that story come out where it's like, it doesn't want to say what happened, right? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, because nobody would believe him, right? He's probably gonna be like, "Oh, Bray Wyatt was there when he kidnapped me." No one's gonna believe him because Bray Wyatt doesn't work there. We haven't seen Bray Wyatt since last year's WrestleMania, right? You know what I mean? It's been over 18 months, so they could incorporate that too as well. I think that if Bray Wyatt comes back and him and Dexter Lumis have some type of partnership together, I 100% believe that they're going to bring up the Miz being kidnapped and Bray Wyatt was there, where he was taken to.
Well, again, we just want to be surprised. However it happens, again, it's Triple H. It seems like he can do no wrong. He probably has a better idea, and Bray's probably going to have a better idea on how to get this over. But questions. Let's get to questions, guys. This is Q&A number 2, number do, or do, whatever you want to call it. Maurice Bear has the first question. I believe Maurice was at SmackDown tonight, which was in Winnipeg. So Maurice is a Canadian. I forgot Maurice is from Canada, so I don't know if Maurice is in the chat. But Maurice has the first bunch of questions. His first question is, who was this Tracy during the build to Hell in a Cell between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker before No Mercy in 2002? The storyline with that was that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were trying to fuck with The Undertaker before the match. They were trying to get into his head. So they bring in a quote-unquote, I guess, rat or woman that Undertaker had an affair with. And this is when Taker was still married to Sarah. And it was this woman named Tracy. And I think she just came on for like one segment. And then I just remember the very next week, Stephanie McMahon just told Tracy, yeah, you're not allowed here. Go away. So
pretty much, yeah.
That was the end of that segment. I'm sorry about that. I keep clearing my throat, guys. Number 2, should Owen Hart be recognized as WWE champion? She never won the WWE title, did he?
Yeah, should he have been WWE champion? I think the best time for him to become a champion was in 1994 SummerSlam, the steel cage match. Fantastic match. I thought that would be a good time for him to win it there. If he were to still been alive, because remember when he passed away, he was doing the Blue Blazer gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would he have had the chance to win WWE title before because think about it this way, right? Because Owen Hart passed away in 1999, right? And he was 34 years old. He was super young, right? Mm-hmm. He would have had at least another good 10 years on top, pretty much, right? So 1999 to 2009, right? Let's say he was still in WWE because WCW went away, right, in 2001, so there was only one place around. Either he would have been there or he would have went to TNA. I think that he may have had an opportunity to win either title. It would have been either WWE title or a world title. So I think it could have happened, right? Because remember during that time you had Brock Lesnar coming up, you had Benoit, Angle. Right. They definitely would have used Owen Hart in that capacity to possibly win a world championship, and definitely in the hunt. So I don't think that would have been out of the question, though. Like if he still would have been alive.
I think with Owen, a lot of people had said the difference between Owen and Brett was Brett took it a lot more seriously than Owen. Like Brett he took his spot more seriously, whereas Owen was more of just a hey, what do you have for me? Kind of guy. Like he. The story, I think Bradshaw said this at the memorial show for Owen on Raw, was that Owen was saving up money to retire eventually. He wanted to be a fireman. So it's always those things of like, what if? What if he didn't pass away? Because in 99, later on that year, you had Jericho come in. You had, later on in the upcoming year, you had Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero come in. And then a few more years, you would have had fucking Brock Lesnar and Cena and Shelton Benjamin and Orton. Like, just imagine those matchups. Just imagine Owen versus Eddie, Owen versus Benoit, Owen versus
his style. Like even for today,
Cena.
His style even for today would have been like boring. Like he's always been a great fun wrestler to watch.
Right, and like between him and Brett, Owen was more of an athletic wrestler. Was I guess a better athlete than when Brett was the mat technician. So I don't know. It's just always those things of like what if Owen was still here. Like it would have definitely created some interesting matchups. Number 3, whatever happened to Kenny Dykstra? He still works for the company. Like he actually appeared tonight during that segment with Rhonda and Liv. He is an agent or a producer in the back. So Kenny Dykstra still has a job. Let's see. Number 4. Since there are natural disasters as wrestling names, earthquake, typhoon, hurricane, tornado, should there be a wrestler named Tsunami? I thought there was.
Yeah, there was. You had earthquake, you had typhoon. What was Earthquake's name in WCW? God damn it! Why I can't think of it?
Earthquake, wasn't that? At least I'm thinking about someone different.
What wasn't he Tsunami?
Wasn't Earthquake Tugboat?
Oh, that was Typhoon.
Okay, wrong guy.
Yeah. Well, also as well, Tugboat. Foon was also the Shockmaster. If you didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I remember
There
that.
you go.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, he's big. But, now I want to say that he was Avalanche. There you go. Never mind. He was Avalanche. Avalanche. That's what I was thinking.
Right. All right. Number 5. Who were the 2 members of the Creatures of the Night in '95, and one of them being attacked by Kama Mustafa?
One of them being attacked by Kama Mustafa, Creatures of the Night, 1995.
Mm-hmm.
I try to not think about WWF in 1995.
Yeah.
Because 1995 is the worst year in WWF history. I mean, I have heard that one of the Creatures of the Night was a young Basham brother. I think it was Danny Basham, Doug Basham, one or the other.
Was it the one in OVW that they told him to shave his head?
It's one of the it's one of the Bashams. I know that.
You know that story, right? With Cornette.
Oh yeah. From Cornette, yeah. I've heard that story.
Thank you, fuck you, bye.
Of course, this is a class. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
John Laurinaitis, why does my top heel look like a 40-year-old truck driver? Next time you want to cut his hair, book a reverse hair match, make a little bit of money. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
That right there is what gave Jim Cornette his second career in podcasting. That whole story right there.
I don't know. Cornette's going to do fine. Last question for Maurice. I think this might be for me. What are you looking for the most after Disney Days reveal? So I think he's talking about D23 from a few weeks ago. I mean, obviously I'm looking forward to the Marvel stuff. I'm not too big into Star Wars, but I watched the first episode of Andor and it was pretty good, so I'll need to keep up with that. As for the Marvel stuff, Werewolf by Night looks pretty interesting. I mean, Justin, I know you're like you're like big into like the old school like Universal, horror stuff, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So Werewolf by Night, it's like a very minuscule like Marvel character, and for this, it's going to be like a made for TV, or I say made for TV, but like made for streaming movie. It's going to be like a 57-minute movie, and they're treating it like a old school Universal, horror movie. It's in all black and white.
Okay.
So I don't know. That might be right up your alley, and it looks pretty violent from what I've seen. Like for a Disney Marvel thing, it looks pretty violent. So I don't know. You might want to give that.
If Lon Chaney Jr.'s not in it, I'm not gonna watch it. He's dead, by the way.
I was about to say, is he even alive? But it comes out next Friday, so I'm definitely gonna watch that. And just everything else, Secret Invasion looks pretty dope. Me and RJ went over it. Nobody can be trusted. I love that concept. I know a lot of people were kind of let down by it because they were expecting, who's going to play the Fantastic Four? Are we going to get X-Men news? And then just recently, Ryan Reynolds announced that, Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3. And that's going to be set in the MCU, so, cool. Obviously, I'm hyped about that. But thank you, Maurice, for your questions. And now we're on to CM Goof. CM Goof's first question. Why is it when people talk about Eddie Guerrero, specifically when he got quote-unquote sober and quote-unquote quit using drugs when he had his second and final run in WWE, that nobody talks about the fact that even during that time, it was blatantly obvious that he was clearly using steroids / HGH to get bigger? Why is it seemingly taboo to tell the truth about that part of Eddie Guerrero's life and career? Goof.
Everyone was doing it. Everyone was doing it.
Well, yeah. Goof. I guess I'm mainly just speaking for me. We all knew Eddie was up to something. Because he had that long anaconda vein down his arm. Like we knew he was on something.
No.
Right, and it's just like he quit drinking, but he was clearly taking stuff. Like you heard the stories, leading up to his death that, guys would say they would see Eddie and he would just look white as a ghost. And as soon as that red light was on, he was ready to go. And so I don't know if that answers your question, Goof, but I guess people just, they don't want to just come out and say, yeah, he was on drugs, because everybody was using it. Everybody was using steroids. Everybody was using painkillers. But I mean, it's good that he stopped drinking, or taking the hard stuff. Or if you don't want to consider painkillers the hard stuff. But I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question for you, Goof. But what about you, Justin?
I mean, so you gotta think about Eddie Guerrero. He was started wrestling in the 80s, right? And he was in ECW for really a cup of coffee. He was in WCW, right? If you were a wrestler during that time frame, using steroids, using alcohol, using HGH, whatever, to me, it was like, eating candy. It wasn't a big deal, right? So, if you talk about Eddie Guerrero, you gotta talk about, other wrestlers that had that same problem in the past too as well. So, me though, I mean, obviously it's, it's something that a lot of wrestling fans wash under the bus because they love Eddie Guerrero, but there's a lot of wrestlers, a lot of people wash their past under the bus as well, right? You know what I mean? In some retrospect, like people like Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, right? Shawn Michaels was a goddamn druggie, right? You know what I mean? In the mid-90s, right? You know what I mean? Some people talk about it, but most people don't talk about it, right? They talk about how, how much he was a politician and how much he was bad for business, in some parts in the mid-90s, right? Like, for example, like Ric Flair, right? Like, we all love Ric Flair, we all like Ric Flair, whatever the case may be, right? I'm not saying he was an alcoholic or a druggie or anything like that, but he had his moments too in the 80s, right? Being known as a party animal, right? Ted DiBiase, he had to find God, right? Sting, right? Sting in 1996, 97, 98, he was just depressed with alcohol, right? No one talks about it, though. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because he cleaned up or whatever the case may be, or that these people end up cleaning up. That's why we're not talking about it. But yeah, with Eddie Guerrero, I think it was just too late for him. He passed away. His life was over. And I think a lot of people like to bring up the past, like, well, he was using, steroids and HGH, and he had an alcohol problem. I think people like to bring it up, and, maybe could be a reason why he passed away, you know what I mean? Well, that'd be the contributing factors, right? But, it is what it is with that.
I think lately a lot of guys have been more open about their drug use, because on Shawn Michaels' A&E biography, he was very open about the drugs he took. Like, he said that he never drank or partied or did drugs until he met, Marty Jannetty. And then it just,
Goddamn Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty just got, he ended up obviously becoming a bad influence on Shawn, in the story about, we all know the story about Shawn. He found Jesus, and, he was able to become a better person. I mean, I'm not a religious person. I'm really not. I think I'm kind of a mix of an atheist and an agnostic, but I've always been like under the thing of like, whatever can help somebody be a better person, I'm all for it. Even if it's like, going to church or whatnot. But, Maurice, we did answer your questions. Thank you. And how was SmackDown, by the way? But, I don't know. I guess people want to remember Eddie as someone who was able to conquer one thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Goof, that doesn't really fully answer your question, but it's just one of those things of just like people don't really want to focus too much on the hard stuff, even though we knew clearly that motherfucker was on something. Next is another question from Goof. Should AEW sign Davey Boy Smith Jr.? In my opinion, they could use another big guy on their roster that can work. Can fill any slot from TNT champion or world champion. We know how much AEW loves factions and tag teams, and wouldn't be able to help themselves to do another version of the Hart Foundation with Davey and Pillman, or perhaps a KES reunion with Lance Archer, and AEW would be most likely. I mean, him forming a new Hart Foundation with Bryan would be interesting, but again, again, how many times do we need to say this? Tony just doesn't know how to book anything that isn't the Young Bucks, that isn't Kenny Omega or Punk or Britt Baker. I mean, he barely knew how to book Adam Page, and look how that went. I mean, just whenever the conversation comes up of should this guy go to AEW, I honestly am going to say no at this point. Like, and it's kind of fucked up because WWE signed him back again a while ago, and then they didn't even use him and they released him. So I don't know how to answer that question. I honestly don't want to see Davey Boy Smith Jr. or Harry Smith, whatever you want to call him, in AEW because they're not going to know what to do with him. They already have like a shit ton of people on their roster right now, and Tony doesn't want to release anybody, even though there's people that are clearly stating I don't want to be here anymore, so release me. I don't know. But no. What do you think? Davey Boy Smith, should he go to AEW or no?
No. Why? Why? What value would he bring?
Exactly.
What value would he bring to it? I'm just being honest. I like Davey Boy Smith Jr. I think he if you see his stuff in MLW, great, right? What value is he gonna bring? He's not gonna move the ratings, right? Like, right. I hate this sense of AEW needs a science person. AEW needs a science person. You gotta sign Bandito. You gotta sign, cause Bandito's, was offered a contract or whatnot, right? You gotta sign Bandito. You gotta sign Roosh. Roosh got signed today, apparently, right? You gotta sign this guy. You gotta sign that guy. Okay, great. Sign. Now what? Okay, let's put him in a faction. Okay, great. How many factions do we have on AEW?
It's too many.
You got more factions than really tag teams. I mean, faction could be a tag team, but like, okay, so the Andrade family, La Falcon Imbanable, right? Mm-hmm. Dark Order, the baddies, Undisputed Elite, right? Or the Elite, they're not the Undisputed Elite, but you have the Undisputed and the Elite, right? Best Friends, the Triangle, used to be House of Black. House of Black was, okay, kind of include them, but not so much anymore. Struggle Appreciation Society, Blackpool Combat Club, Busters. Like, come on, man. What is another faction gonna do for AEW? Again, as I mentioned from before, Tony Khan, when he gets a story right, he usually that he's committed to. He's committed to the story. He can, take that story and make it something, and he get that story to the destination, right? And the payoff usually, for the most part, is great. For me. But for what I see, right, what happens after that? What is the next step, right? What's the next goal? Tony Khan doesn't have that, right? So, again, it's bollocks, actually, with that. So, but you have MJF's new faction, too. You got the Factory. Come on, man. No, we don't need another faction. Davey Boy Smith Jr., like him, right? But, again, Tony Khan needs to worry about the talent that he has already. Stop worrying about bringing in new people. This is why you're only hovering around 1 million. If you want to 1.2 consistently or 1.3 consistently and move your business, start building the people that you got there already. You got a fantastic roster. Just start focusing on the people that you have there already. You have the roster. You have the talent. You have people who want to become stars, right? You got people who got the passion. you're not fully behind those people. You know what I mean? Like you're behind, Kenny Omega and the Elite and Jericho and Heyman, Adam Page, and you know what I mean. Now, like for example, right? 2 months ago, I'm gonna ask you this quick question. 2 months ago, who was the hottest tag team in AEW? 2 months ago.
2 months ago, I'll be honest, I don't remember.
Okay. All right. So FTR, hottest tag team. Months ago, right?
I mean, they're still kind of hot.
What? They're not even doing anything. I haven't seen them do shit on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I retract my statements.
I have not seen them do a goddamn thing on TV, right? Because of the fact that, I got my new shiny toy here. It's, I have the Acclaim, and the Acclaim, they deserve the tag team titles. Yes, I get it. Fantastic. But it seemed like they were building up for FTR to take the tag team titles away from Swerve and Keith Lee, right? Now they can still go in that path with the Acclaim. That could happen, but why stifle their push, right? I don't know. I heard that Dax was injured. I don't know how fully accurate that was. But I heard that he was injured. And even at that, though, have these guys come on TV, cut promos, accompany someone at the ring, have them present, and you're just stifling them. So, but anyway, though, I digress. I know we're talking about Davey Boy Smith, but that just leads down a rabbit hole when we're talking about bringing in people into AEW. Unconscious needs to focus on the people that they got, and just continue to build up his product.
Yeah, they don't need any more people. I think it's like 300 something people, and they barely push most of them. So, next question: if cultural, ethnic, and racial stereotypes in wrestling are considered bad by various wrestling critics and wrestling gossip sites such as Fightful and BodySlam.net, why is there no moral outrage and anger from places such as Twitter or Reddit over past gimmicks such as Razor Ramon, Salvatore Sincere, parts of Eddie Guerrero's career and the FBI, and current ones such as Sheamus's current group or Tony D'Angelo? I mean, I'll try to answer that. So, I guess with with Scott Hall, Scott Hall is I think he's German initially, but he's overall a white guy. When he played a Puerto Rican role. Surprisingly, to this day, nobody has a problem with it, even though he was doing the Scarface, shtick. But it's weird because I think there was a meme or a quote saying that Scott Hall was white, but the Hispanics accepted him as one of their own. With Eddie, I remember there was a interview with Eddie where someone had asked him, do you think Latino heat is too stereotypical? And he just goes, you know what? I am who I am. If you don't like me, change the channel. If you do, you can watch it. This is me. This is a gimmick. It's over the top. It's wrestling. So, it is what it is. Tony D'Angelo, I know you said you like him. I'm really not a fan of him. I think, corny Italian gimmicks aren't really shit on too much because people either like them or they don't. I mean, there's good ones and there's bad ones. The FBI was funny because Nunzio was kind of funny. Sheamus's current group, I don't know why that's stereotypical. I mean, because I don't really think you can really... This is going to sound kind of fucked up. I mean, I guess it's not really that stereotypical because I guess it was supposed to be like a spoof off of a show called Peaky Blinders, which is supposed to be like an Irish version of Sons of Anarchy. So I don't. I guess maybe that's why people haven't been saying too much shit about it. But I don't know. That I guess that's really my view of it. What's your view on the whole on Goof's question?
It's pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It's pro wrestling. Pro wrestling has been... Now, to answer his question, it's because of wrestling critics and people like Fightful and Body Slam. I won't say they're a bunch of fakes, but they're fake in some aspects, right? They wanna play their narrative whenever it seems right. So, I hate that WWF is doing racist stuff. Oh my god, look what they have the New Day doing, you know. But all of a sudden it's like, oh, R.I.P. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon was one of the best gimmicks of all time. And have both. You know, or you can't have both.
Was it, or, you know, Muhammad Hassan, you know, Mark Capone was an Italian guy. He played a Middle Eastern role, and I fucking love that gimmick. That gimmick,
I love it.
That was heel heat. That was legit heel heat. That was probably one of the last times that we had that much of heel heat in WWE. You know, MJF is AEW, so he gets that heel heat, but like I'm talking about in WWE, where you had like, you know, in the fucking Royal Rumble in 2005, you know, heels and faces all threw him out. Like, it wasn't just a thing of, like, you know, he had one heel friend. Like, no. Everybody hated him because he represented, you know, I want to take down America, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. So that was a good gimmick, and we didn't even care the fact that Mark Capone was an Italian playing a Middle Eastern role. Like, it worked. It got over. Yeah. And like you said, you know, it's wrestling. It's wrestling. There's always been stereotypes in wrestling. I mean, there's been ones that worked, and there's been ones that haven't worked. I mean, what was it? Akeem the Dream? Like that?
The Dream.
I mean, that kind of worked, even though it was a white guy pretending to be a black guy. And then fast forward, you had John Cena as the token, you know, white guy that listens to rap. But that got over because Cena could actually rap. Like, he can actually freestyle. And it was believable. And you can buy Cena as the tough guy from, you know, the streets of West Newbury, Massachusetts that listen to rap, because that was actually Cena's, you know, gimmick, was that he would actually freestyle on the bus and on, you know, on planes. So I mean, again, it's just, at the end of the day, it's wrestling. Stereotypes have always worked. Stereotypes have always gotten over.
I'll say this, like, as far as pro wrestling is concerned, you can go back to, you know, the 50s. You go back to the 50s and you can get a stereotypical wrestler, right? Fritz von Erich, right? His name was Fritz von Erich, right? And that wasn't even, you know, obviously that wasn't his real name, right? But that's what his moniker was in Dallas, right? You know what I mean? But, you know, obviously his name was Jack Atkinson. I could never say his last name. Atkinson. Because it has a D in it. But you guys know what I'm saying. Jack Atkinson, right? And he turned to Fritz von Erich, right? You know what I mean? So, like, you have all these, and, like, you have other racial stereotypes, like Nation of Domination, 1997, when Farouk was holding up, you know, his fist like it was a Black Panther Party, right? You have people like, you know, Tatanka and Chief J Strongbow, right? And I forget the one from NWA. Well, who's the Indian wrestler from NWA? Jesus Christ, I can't think of his name.
Wahoo McDaniel.
Yeah, Wahoo. There you go, Wahoo. Right. So Wahoo. So you have Wahoo. So and like Chief J Strongbow, he wasn't an Indian. I think he was Italian or something like that. You know what I mean? Or yeah, I think it was Italian, Chief J Strongbow. You have Virgil. You had people like Tiger Ali Singh and Kaientai and the Iron Sheik. You know what I mean? Mr. Fuji. It's wrestling.
I got one for you. Dusty Rhodes, white guy from Texas, talks in a black voice.
I mean, let me tell you something, baby.
I mean, it got over. I mean, New Jack told a story that apparently, like, one of the bookers, I forget what the booker's name, but he wanted a black guy that was charismatic and, you know, could get over. And Dusty Rhodes apparently said, "I'm your man, baby. That's me, baby. That's the American dream, baby."
Yeah, like that tone, that's all, baby.
It's gonna be huge, baby. It's gonna be the biggest thing you ever seen.
Like, remember we were talking about on Wednesday's podcast, Savio Vega, right? Guess what? Los Boricuas, right? Kamala the Ugandan Giant. Does anybody remember Samba Simba when Tony Atlas was dressed up in African, like in an African get up? Like, it's wrestling. It's wrestling. It's wrestling. That's all I can really say. Like New Jack, the gangsters in ECW. You know what I mean? Like, shit, man. Let's talk. You want to talk about something that we should be talking about? What about Roddy Piper in blackface at WrestleMania 6? How about that?
It happened, people. I mean, it's at the end of the day, again, it's wrestling. Some of it was offensive. I mean, a lot of it was offensive. A lot of it is stuff that won't fly today, and a lot of it was, I guess, a little bit more harmless, like Akeem the Dream. I guess that was a little bit more harmless. That was just like Eddie said, that was hilarious. That got over because it was funny. You know, it was a big, big white guy acting like he was, a black guy from the streets, and he wore a dashiki, which it got over. It was funny. It wasn't like trying to shit on another culture.
When he used to cut, I'm sorry, I love Akeem, but when he used to cut promos where he'd be like, "I'm doing it for the money," and he's just dancing with his hands and just like, fucking great, man. Okay, I'll give you something else. Slick. If you go watch, so his song "Jive Soul Bro," right? There was a video, right? Mm-hmm. Because the album, I think it was Power Driver, the album, right? They used to have the videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, like, before the video started, right? It had a little scene at the beginning. He's like, "I'm gonna get me some Yardbird," and he has a bucket of fried chicken. Like, come on, man.
Oh my god. I love that shit. I love that theme by Slick. Next is it's not really a question, it's a suggestion. The Juriari Show, but it's a 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. morning drive radio show, and one of you is hiding a serious drug problem.
That'll be me.
Yep.
That'll be me.
Yep.
I'll be sick every 5 seconds. Like, so traffic on I-35, and yeah, I'm doing lines on the air or whatnot.
Oh my god,
be great.
You just start rambling and saying random shit that has nothing to do with the topic.
Oh, Justin, what do you think about President Joe Biden? You know the aliens took a piece of my brain last night.
So Justin, what about the situation in Iran? What's your thought? What I'm pissed off about is how you can't put a grilled cheese sandwich in a VHR or a VCR. Like, Justin, that literally doesn't make any sense. You can't. Whatever. More after this at 8. Last question. I believe this is the last question from Goof because I didn't see any other questions. Kevin Nash helped Steve Austin get a job in WWE, was a popular anti-hero before Stone Cold, was even a thought by leaving to go to WCW. Indirectly caused Vince to give future talents downside guarantees on their contracts and helped found the hottest stable of the mid-90s in the form of the NWO, which legitimately made wrestling cool again for a ton of newer, younger fans. My question for you is, why do you think he doesn't get the respect he deserves or is held in high regard by hardcore fans for these on and off screen accomplishments? Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash? Nash?
I think a lot of people just don't like Kevin Nash because he makes it very clear that he's in it for the money, and that's fine. At the end of the day, it's all about money. I mean, I heard Kevin Nash is like super cool in person. Like, he's like very chill and relaxed. Like Pete, like it's not like a Chris Benoit where it's like my suplexes matter, whereas Kevin Nash is like, yeah, pay me. Yeah, I'll go out there and I'll do a jackknife, but you gotta pay me. Like,
exactly.
Like Kevin at the end of the day, like Kevin, I don't want to give him full credit, but he helped revolutionize a lot of this business by him and Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall all being responsible for guaranteed contracts. That a lot, and also they were responsible for merchandising. For guys getting a little bit of that merchandising check. Whereas back in the day, Bret Hart was the WWE champion. He was only making like $10,000 or $50,000. Nowadays, Roman makes a shit ton of money, and that's just off of his merch. Same thing with Seth. Same thing with Drew or Cross. DX made a lot of money off of that merch. Steve Austin, The Rock, Undertaker. They made a lot of money off of that merch during the Attitude Era. So, Kevin Nash, I think he does deserve some credit for, I don't want to say being the sole person for starting the trend, but I think he deserves credit as to being one of them.
Kevin Nash is probably in my top 15 favorite wrestlers, maybe top 10. He's, man, like not only because, and I know I'm talking about like him in the kayfabe sense, but just even in a shoot sense as well. Like, just like, okay, he's in for the money, so the fuck what, right? He also loves the business as well. May not seem like it, but he loves, like, you don't get by as much in this business if you have some type of love or passion for it, right? So, like, I don't know if you ever heard the story of Kevin Nash telling the story about there was a meeting back in WWF. It was probably like either like 95, 96, or whatever the case may be, right? And basically, he was saying that Bret Hart, he was, was just talking about all this shit whatsoever. I think it was about, I think it was probably like 90. Yeah, I think it was 96. It had to be 96 going to WrestleMania 12 because it was,
like
it was Kevin Nash and Undertaker.
Like Bret didn't want to take the powerbomb. Was that it?
He didn't want to take the powerbomb, right? And Undertaker, was like, hey, motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like,
not everything's always about you.
And not everything's everything about you. This is gonna make our match mean more, right? So like, with Kevin Nash recognizing that, I know Undertaker said that part, but like, with Kevin Nash recognizing that, like, it could have been like, hey, like, I don't give a fuck or whatnot. Like, he understood business, and like, just even like the stuff like he did in TNA, right? Like, I'm not saying that like he was like Revolution in TNA or whatnot, but like, what he did with RC Machine Guns to get those guys a little bit of a push, in the right direction to get those guys over stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's not like a person where he's like 100% for the business, like a Daniel Bryan or somebody like that who just loves the business and will do anything for the business to put other people over him. Nash at one point was the fucking man. 1998, a lot of people can say what they can about the streak or whatever. I watched that live. I watched WCW live in 1998, and Kevin Nash was more over than Goldberg going into Starrcade 98. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. Kevin Nash was more over than Goldberg in 1998 going into Starrcade, right? Mm-hmm. And not saying he deserved to win the title, whatever the case may be, right? But it's just saying that, like, people always look back at stuff at the negative part about certain things, right? You know what I mean? Because obviously that led to the finger poke of doom, right? And even on that too as well, like, I don't agree with the finger poke of doom whatsoever. I do not agree with it. But if you go back and watch that Nitro show, it's like, I don't agree with this, but I see why they did this. Like, I see why they thought that, okay, hey, this is gonna help Goldberg get even more over because of the fact that they did this whole finger poke of doom and where the case may be. So, but I think he deserves more credit, right? A lot of the hardcore fans too nowadays, let's just face it, right? There's a lot of people, and that's just us getting older, but there's a lot of people who didn't watch Kevin Nash in his heyday. Just didn't. There's a lot of newer fans that start watching wrestling after WCW closed. Not their fault, you know what I mean? You're born when you're born, and you start watching wrestling when you start watching wrestling. But to me, like, Kevin Nash does deserve more respect, right? That's kind of like, people now, like, a lot of people don't really give credit to people like Mr. Perfect or Rick Rude or Ted DiBiase or people like that, because they weren't born. They didn't watch wrestling back in 1987. They were born in 2001, right? So hopefully there's more people that will go back and try to watch the history of wrestling and watch certain promotions like WCW from 96 to 98 or 99, whatever the case may be, and kind of say like, okay, you know what, hey, Kevin Nash was pretty damn over, and like, damn, like, I don't know why I hated him so much. He was actually pretty cool.
I was always a Kevin Nash fan. I mean, over time, I became more of a fan of Kevin Nash, outside wrestling because, he's very smart. He has a great mind for wrestling, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Like, there's people, I hear them talk, and it's just like they're either just not very engaging or they're talking out of their ass. Whereas Kevin is the opposite of both. Like, he's very engaging and he's very funny. And he just, like, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, because for a guy that when he only got into wrestling because of the money, he really does respect the business. Because I think it's a thing of, like, over time you grow to respect the business. Like a Brock, for example. Brock, only got into wrestling because they were paying him a shit ton of money. But you hear stories of over the time Brock has started to appreciate wrestling a lot more. Like, he, will actually sit behind Gorilla and watch people's matches and then critique them. Like, he'll go up to someone and say, "Hey, this, do more of this and less of this." Like
Randy Orton for a while. A lot of people were down on Randy Orton for a while, where he was like, "Oh, he's not really a leader. He's only in it for the money." Blah blah blah. Now look at Randy Orton, right? Like, he's definitely a locker room leader, and like you could tell his attitude changed, right? So, I guess that's what happens when you get older,
When you get older and you just see a lot of the shit. You see things that you just don't agree with. It's not just with wrestling; it's with life. Like, the older we get, the more we start to realize, "Fuck, was I really that obnoxious?" Like, dealing with someone who is, on the young side, and you start to realize, was this me back in the day? Was I really that bad? So yeah, Goof does have more questions. So Goof's next question, so you have to scroll down a little bit. Are Owen Hart and Eddie Guerrero given more praise than they're due for their wrestling careers because of their ultimately passings and people viewing their careers with rose-tinted glasses? I think yes and no. It's not like with a Brody Lee, where I think Brody's was more of just people who knew him. It seemed like everybody loved him, and he was, from the way it looked, he was the nicest guy to ever walk the earth, even though, as far as wrestling goes, he wasn't really that big of a star. So, and it's also a thing of, like, when you die, you become a much bigger name, which I agree with. With Eddie, Eddie was successful. He was, world champion. He was in a big match at Mania. So I think Eddie's is more than Owen, whereas Owen had a successful career, but Owen wasn't a world champion. Owen didn't have big, high-profile matches at Mania. Eddie had bigger, more high-profile matches. He had, the biggest moment of Eddie's career is a moment that, nobody is going to be able to remember. Him and Benoit hugging at the end of Mania. So I think with Eddie's, we loved Eddie so much, and he achieved so much in wrestling. He was able to come back and be a big name. Whereas Owen, I think Owen's career was, I don't know if it was like on the cusp of ending, or maybe he was just getting that big comeback. I don't know. I don't know how to answer Owen's question, honestly, but I think it's more so with Owen than Eddie, if that makes sense. What's your whole opinion on that?
Yeah, for sure. I love both of them, and we just got done talking about both of them. Eddie, for sure. Like, people got him like if you look at wrestling lists and whatnot, he's a top 10 WWF wrestler of all time. No, he's not. Love Eddie Guerrero. Slight to him. Top 10? No, not at all. Not maybe top 25, right?
Maybe like in the ring, as far as like wrestlers, like in the ring.
Oh, pure wrestlers. Yeah, sure. Top 10.
Right, and also there was a stat that I looked up where Eddie was apparently the lowest drawing world champion in WWE history. So, I mean, that's unfortunate, but
lower than Diesel.
That's
Shawn Michaels.
I mean, that's apparently the gist. I mean, because Bruce Pritchard on his podcast was talking about Eddie. There was like a whole show about Eddie, and he had mentioned that the ratings for for SmackDown were down when Eddie was champion, and the house shows weren't getting over. Apparently, Eddie knew this, and that's he offered to drop the title to JBL, and the story was that the night before Eddie passed away, there was going to be a SmackDown Super Show, and it was going to be a triple threat with Eddie, Batista, and Randy Orton, and supposedly Eddie was going to win the title, and this is going to be before Survivor Series that year, but Eddie, he politely said, I think Dave is a better choice. I don't want to be champion. I was already champion. That's good enough for me. And yeah, that's the stat. Apparently, Eddie was the lowest drawing champion, lower than Diesel, lower than JBL, lower than Seth.
I respect it. I mean, I don't want to go against Mr. Bruce Pritchard. Brother Love, I love you.
Well, no. I'm not saying Bruce said that. I'm saying that there was I think it was on like Sportskeeda or Bleacher Report. Oh. But again, I'm not saying I agree with him. That's just a stat I looked up, and Eddie.
I mean, 1995 was a shit year. A lot of people like the ratings were in the fucking toilet, right? Just about in 1995 comparison, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, because the internet was just starting and whatnot, right? Obviously, there was like no cell phones, apps. A lot more people stayed at home during the week. Yeah, their house show attendance wasn't great either during that time frame. It was pretty bad. I'll be honest, I haven't heard anything of Eddie Guerrero being that down. I heard obviously Shawn Michaels, the Miz in 2010, like bad, right? Mm-hmm. Bret Hart's first reign, right? Psycho Sid in late '96, right? Like, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't really heard of Eddie Guerrero being that low as a drawing champion, but
I heard Benoit was a low drawing champion as well. I don't know, like a couple friends of the show, Kevin Castle and John Draper. They were mentioning that they went to a house show at Madison Square Garden when Benoit was the champion, and it wasn't even like full. It wasn't even like half full, and like they were saying like it was that bad that they were able to jump seats and go to the front. So, I mean that's why they put it on Orton so quickly. But I don't know. I guess. To go back to Goof's question, rose-colored glasses, like, a lot of these guys, we liked Eddie, we liked Owen, we liked Brody, same thing with like a Brian Pillman Jr., like, he had a good career, and the story is that, if Brian Pillman didn't get into that car accident, and he had his head on straight, he could have been a big name. I mean, big name as in Steve Austin? Probably not. Maybe he probably would have a Shawn Michaels career, a Brett career. And there's no shame in that. He probably would have been an Intercontinental Champion, maybe not a WWE Champion. But, he was ahead of his time. He was, a lot of people want to say that Moxley was Pillman. I kind of disagree, but that's another conversation. I think Goof just posted something in the chat. He posted a list of he posted a list. So let me look at the list. All right. I don't know if you have it open. So I don't know how updated this is, but the highest drawing champion in WWF history is Steve Austin. That was during his third title reign. And domestic house show attendance average, Steve Austin.
Okay, so this is house shows. So okay, yeah. So house shows. Okay, sure, but there's more than to drawing than just house shows. The way that a lot of people put drawing together, house shows, live shows, merchandise, ratings on TV. You know what I mean? So that's all part of quote unquote draw, right?
Right.
So I think that is definitely an asset, right? Eddie Guerrero being one of the lowest draws as far as in the house shows is concerned. But like how about, excuse me, how about TV ratings, right? What was his merchandise looking like back then, right? What was the live attendance for a SmackDown, in July, 2004? Or was he still champion in July? No, I think JBL was probably champion by then. But maybe like May 2004, right? Yeah, just my opinion. So.
Well, Goof is also saying this is not a complete list of every champion ever. So I don't know. This is interesting to look up. So I'll have to do my
for sure. Yeah,
I'll have to do my digging for the next show. So Goof has an F, Marry, Kill. So you have to open up the image.
All right.
So let me know if you have it open.
Yeah, let me get to it. All right, open it up now.
Ugh.
Wait.
Ugh.
Oh, okay.
All right, so F, Marry, Kill. Mina Shirakawa, she's from Joshi Promotions. Jordan Gray, she's dead. I'm just going to say that right now. She's dead. And Caden Carter.
Right. So who you marrying, who you fucking?
I don't know. You know what's weird? I always thought Caden Carter was transsexual for some reason.
What?
I don't know, like just her eyes. Like her eyes, I'm like, is she actually a guy? Or is she just have really crazy eyes?
It's just the context.
Alright, so I'll marry Caden, because look at that thing. She got that thing thangin', as people would say. And I'd fuck Mina.
I'm gonna kill Jordan Grace. That's all yours, Gresham. Fuck Caden, and I'm marrying Mina. Like, okay, you're not.
Alright.
We don't even have to. You don't have to speak English. I don't even have to speak Japanese.
So just put it in.
Exactly.
Put it in.
Like,
put it in. Put it in. Shut the fuck up. Put it in.
Yep. Just make me some stir fry. I'll make you some fried chicken.
Alright. Another F, Marry, Kill, another image that we have to open. So
alright, let me get back to it.
Are these all porn stars?
Yeah, it says porn edition.
Okay. So do you have it open? Alright. So Dana Vespoli, Jenna Fox, and Madeline Marlowe. Alright, so I'm going to kill Madeline because she kind of looks bleh. I'm going to marry... Oh, man. I'll marry Jenna, and I'll fuck Dana.
I'm not fucking Dana, man, because, like... No. Look at her hand. Her right hand. Like, you see those veins? Like, she would, like, snatch my dick off. No, thank you. I guess by default, fuck Madeline and marry Jenna, but they're all, like, mid. Like, less than mid.
Yeah. Is it mid? Is that mid porn edition or just porn edition? Because I think that was mid Goof.
Middy.
But those are all of Goof's questions. I hope. Well, I don't want to say I hope, because I like Goof's questions. But are those all of Goof's questions? We'll just wait for a response. Alright, those are all of Goof's questions. Alright, let's get to Eddie. Eddie has his Eddie has his questions. Let's see. How hard should a customer who asks you if you work there while watching you work be smacked? Let me try to rephrase that. How hard should a customer who asks you if you work there while watching you work be smacked? So I guess he means like like, you know, if you're at work and you're wearing you're clearly wearing either your uniform or you're wearing a name tag that's as clear as day, and someone's asking, "Do you work here?"
That must have happened to Eddie recently or something. Smack the shit out of him.
I mean, I'll smack the shit out of customers for different reasons, but not if they ask me if I work here.
Smack the shit out of him.
I mean, that happened to me when I went to a store that I don't even fucking work at, and I was wearing a.
I hate that. I hate that.
I was wearing
They call me like, okay, I'm gonna tell a quick story. I was called the N-word. No, I'm just kidding. But
I mean, I think that's a good reason to be smacked.
I know. I was called the N-word as I was looking for something. They're like, hey little N-word, do you work here? And I smacked them.
Did that actually happen?
Oh, I'm just kidding. Totally.
Oh my god. But, yeah, like I don't know. I remember I was at a store. I was at my fiance's store, and I used to work there, but you know, I'd stopped working there for years. And I was wearing jeans and a fucking black hoodie, and I was looking for something in the bulk aisle. And this random ass guy comes up to me, "Do you work here?" And I just looked at him, "No." And I just walk away, like, "Really, motherfucker? Do I look like I work here?" So that's just annoying as shit. It sucks. Like, I don't know. Like, I have to choose what to wear when I go to a certain store because I can't wear red if I go to HEB or Target. Because then you're gonna have the fuckers be like, "Do you work here?" No. It's like, "Well, you're wearing a red shirt. Does it say Target on it?" It's like, the fuck. Next question. Worst or funniest porn parody you've watched? Oh, jeez. I mean, it's porn, so how bad or good could it be? Like, what are you expecting from a porn parody?
I mean, I remember watching Muffy the Vampire Lair.
One that comes to mind is Spider Babe, or what is it, Spider Girl, whatever it is. It was like a softcore one with Misty Monday. I don't know if anyone.
Have you ever seen Star Horse?
I don't think I did.
Oh, I mean, well, you gotta watch episode 4, which is A New Hole. I'm just saying.
I have to watch that one.
Have you do you remember Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes in White Man Can't Jump?
No, I remember that one.
I remember that movie, right? Well, apparently there's a version. They have the sequel called White Man Can't Hump.
You remember Iron Man?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, there's a porn version called Iron Man.
I got one more for you. I seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? Have you seen that before?
Yes.
It's a classic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was another version of the movie called Ferris Bueller Gets Off.
Oh, okay. You're a big game. You play Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Well, you remember Call of Duty Black Ops?
Oh God. Yeah. I remember that.
There's one called Call of Booty Black Cocks.
Oh, come on.
Zing!
I seen E.T. For the first time in a long time, maybe like a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's not the E.T. that you're talking about. It's called E.T. the Extra Testicle. I'm done. Totally done.
I got one more. I gotta do it. There's a movie from back in the day called Bang the Drum Slowly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Except the drum is a chick. No, that was kind of lame. I can do one better. I can do one better. You like westerns?
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever seen Fistful of Dollars?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Anyways, next question. Buy or
my I have a fish named Nemo, like the movie in Finding Nemo.
Mhm.
Let's just say I seen Grinding Nemo. All right,
Oh
finish.
man! All right, next question, Eddie. God damn it! Buy or sell? Trish Stratus or Lita? Trish.
I'm buying Lita actually.
I'll buy Trish.
Buying Lita actually.
I'm not sure what this is. Los Ingobernables de Japan.
Los Ingobernables. Is it de Japan or just Los Ingobernables?
De Japón.
Oh, okay. So it's Naito's group. Okay.
Or Japan. Or a United Empire. I'm sorry.
LIJ all the way. LIJ.
I'll just go with Justin because I don't know who that is.
Naito, Sonata, Evil when he was in the group. Takahashi. Like, come on.
FTR or the Briscoes?
FTR.
By FTR.
FTR? You're going with the Briscoes?
No, I'm buying FTR.
Oh, I thought you said like. Oh, I'm stupid. You're saying buy. Like I thought you said like buy FTR. All right, whatever.
Oh no. SummerSlam 2002 or WrestleMania 18?
SummerSlam 2002.
Same. I'll buy it.
I need to have that Shawn Michaels Triple H match and just Jim Ross just going off at the after the match.
Have you no soul? Do you know what you done, you dumb son of a bitch? Oh man. Last Kings of Wrestling or the Bar?
Oh, I'm going with the Bar slightly though. Buying them.
I'll buy the Bar. Next is F. Mary Kill. Ooh, okay. Dawn Marie, Francine, or Beulah McGillicuddy?
Oh wow. Effing Francine because she was a slutty. Marrying Dawn Marie and killing Beulah McGillicuddy because, let's be honest, she wasn't that good looking. Had a good body, but wasn't good looking.
Yeah, and she really does not look good nowadays, so bye. Dawn still looks good, so I'm gonna marry Dawn, and I'm gonna fuck Francine. She still looks good. Christy Hemme, Layla, or Eve Torres?
Fuck Eve Torres, marry Christy Hemme, kill Layla.
I'm gonna kill Eve Torres. I'm going to fuck Christy and marry Layla. I love Layla. Oh my god. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, or Meg Thee Stallion? I'm killing Cardi B. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I'll fuck Meg, marry Nicki, killing Cardi B. You know, I like Cardi B's personality, but
I'll marry Meg because Meg seems pretty cool. She seems pretty chill. I'll fuck Nicki, but it'll be like a hate fuck because I think she's just a shitty person, and I'll kill Cardi because I can't stand her. Ronda Rousey, Paige Van Zant, or Sonya Deville? Well, Sonya's going bye-byes because Sonya, penis makes her want to throw up, so bye-bye.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I'll fuck Ronda and marry Paige. Oh no, I'll marry Ronda and fuck Paige.
I'll do the same.
Yeah, because I think Paige Van Zant. I mean, like, she's good looking, but she's probably a lot to keep up with as far as marrying her.
Mm-hmm. And this is an in their prime. Actually, these women still look good. Well, but we'll go with in their prime. Christina Applegate, Jennifer Love Hewitt, or Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Okay, fucking Sarah Michelle Gellar, marrying Jennifer Love Hewitt, marrying. But I don't give a shit. All right, It could be today how she probably not today because she's starting to look kind of.
Oh, dude, she still looks good. Come on.
Let me look this shit up because there was a recent picture of her. I'm like, what happened to my Jennifer Love huge tits?
I think she still looks good.
Let me see. Of 2022.
I personally, I think she still looks good. Christina Applegate still looks fucking good.
Maybe it's just his picture. Maybe it's just his one picture.
Like, it's funny because Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't age, but like Freddie Prinze Jr.'s gotten old. Like he's gotten some gray around the gills. So, I think we're watching that roundtable thing that they're doing on A&E, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is the host, and my fiance walks in, she sees Freddie, and she goes, "He's gotten old." So, let's see, what was the question? Oh yeah, man.
I just posted Jennifer Love Hewitt in the it's just a link to her.
I will fuck Jennifer Love Hewitt, I'll marry Buffy, and I'll kill Christina.
I mean, that picture of her doesn't look great.
I don't know. I think they all look good. I think they all still look good in their age. It's all good, Anna. Welcome to the show. All right. Next is World Champ Mid-Champ or fired. Edge, Rey Mysterio, or AJ?
Today? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say like today or in their prime or anything like that.
No, it just says, I guess, today. I'm assuming.
Okay, so if we're saying today, Edge, World Champ, mid-card champ, AJ, fire, Rey.
Same. I mean, I love Rey, but Rey is not the Rey of yesterday. He's not the same guy. He's riddled with injuries. So I'll let go of Rey. Butch, Ridge Holland, or Sheamus?
World Champion Pete Dunne. I do that. Okay, I might world champion Pete Dunne. Mid-card champ Sheamus and Fire Ridge Holland.
Well, Sheamus is my world champ. Pete Dunne will be my mid, and Fire Ridge. So, Damon Kemp, Apollo Crews, or Roderick Strong?
Apollo Crews world champ, mid-card champ, Roddy, Damon Kemp, Fire.
Let's see. Apollo would be my world, Roderick would be my mid, and Damon would be, bye-byes. Buddy Matthews, Brody King, or Malachi Black?
Oh, this is easy. Malachi, world champ. Buddy Matthews, mid-card champ. I love Brody King, too, but he's just the one that has to be fired.
He sucks. I'm not a fan of him. Yeah, I agree with all of that. Malachi, world champ, and Buddy's my mid. Chris Jericho, Christian Cage, or Christopher Daniels? I mean, does Christopher Daniels even wrestle anymore?
I mean, he's fired.
So he's fired. Jericho. Again, I'm not a big.
I mean, this is just by default at this point. Jericho world champ, mid-card champ, Christian.
As much as I'm not a big fan of Jericho now, he's still Jericho. He's still a star. So make him your world champ and Christian to be your mid champ. All right, Bang Bus, Girls Way, or Kink? Okay.
Don't know what Girls Way or Kink is, so
I'm assuming Girls Way is all girls and Kink is like, kink, kinky or whatever. In their prime, Janet Jackson, Tyra Banks, or Naomi Campbell?
So I will go Bang Bus to Tyra Banks, then Naomi Campbell, maybe Girls Way, and Kink Janet Jackson for sure.
Yeah, Janet Jackson, I had a feeling she was always into some freaky shit, so I'll go with your list. In their prime, Heather Graham, Pamela Anderson, or Sharon Stone?
Bang Bus, Pamela Anderson. I think that's obvious. Guess Heather Graham, Girls Way, and Kink Sharon Stone.
All right, I'll stick with that. Shelly Martinez, Melina, or Mickie James?
Bang Bus. Let me see. Ooh. Bang Bus, maybe Shelly? I don't know if I want to put Shelly in Kink or Bang Bus. I don't know. So it's either Melina or Shelly that's going into Bang Bus or Kink. One is going to go somewhere else. I'm going to put Mickie James in Girls Way. I'm going to go Melina, Bang Bus, and Shelly Martinez Kink.
I think I'm going to do it opposite. So I'm going to put Mickie in Bang Bus. I'm going to put Melina in Girls Way and Shelly in Kink. All right, rewrite history. WCW Bash at the Beach 2000, WrestleMania 2000, or Muhammad Hassan?
I'm keep Bash at the Beach 2000 is one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. Be fucking honest with you. I love that show. It was so fucking chaotic. The Vince Russo promo. Why would you want to change that Vince Russo promo and just Hogan just walking out? Is this your deal, Russo? This is why it's coming to the damn shape it is because of bullshit like this.
You will never see that piece of shit in this company ever again.
Why would you want to change that? Like, it was terrible, but that's my kind of terrible that I love to watch. Like, I love that type of shit. I'm gonna go with WrestleMania 2000 by default because I wouldn't want to change anything with Muhammad Hassan either. His run was great. You know what I mean? It just had to end it early, you know?
I mean, I guess he means change it as in, like, find a way to keep him longer than he was supposed to because, the idea...
Don't have the London bombings happen in 2006 whatever, or 2005.
Right, or... Well, I mean, there's no way to prevent that, but, like, I mean, if you have...
Like, how can... Everyone knew who he was. What was he gonna do? Come back as, like... the Patriot? The new version of the Patriot or something? Like...
Well, I guess he means, like, what was a smarter way to avoid that segment? Like, you could have just... I guess since, like, SmackDown was pre-recorded, you could have just...
Exactly. Like, what could you done? Like, and they... not air it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I remember when it happened. I remember just being like, okay, like, this is interesting. And then, because according to Hassan, I mean, the idea was that he was supposed to win the title. Like, he was supposed to be the one that, beat Batista.
I'll still go with WrestleMania 2000. I'm definitely not touching Bash. That Bash at the Beach 2000 is probably like literally one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. The show was terrible, but I can just go back and watch. Just the fact that, and a lot of people don't want to admit this. Without Vince Russo pushing for Booker T would never become world champion. Booker T probably wouldn't have been as over as he was in WWE because he had that world title reign, right? In the closing days of WCW, right? Thank Vince Russo for that and Bash at the Beach 2000.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, maybe certain shit needed to happen. Like, with Eddie's question, rewrite history. I mean, sometimes shit happened and then it led to something good. You know what I mean? So, next is Brazzers, Naughty America, or Black. Alright. Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, or Jamie Hayter?
Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, or Jamie Hayter. So, Thunder is going into Naughty. Jamie's going to Brazzers, and Britt is going to be in Black.
I'll go with that one. Angelina Love, Madison Rain, or Velvet Sky?
Felt like we'd done this one before, but...
Might have.
So, Angelina, Nia America, Brazzers, Velvet Sky, for sure, and Black Madison Rain.
Go with Angelina Love and Brazzers, Madison Rain and Naughty America, Velvet Sky and Black. Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Anderson, or Juliette Lewis?
Juliette Lewis? Haven't heard that name in years. Angelina Jolie in Blacked, because hopefully I'm the one that's there. I'm gonna be a selfish son of a bitch on this one. Jennifer Aniston and Nia America and Juliet Loser. Juliet
Loose. Juliet Loose. Yeah.
Loser.
Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, or Mariah Carey? Let me do this one. Mariah Carey is going to be in Blacked. There's no doubt about that. Jennifer Lopez is in Brazzers, and Shakira is in Naughty America.
For Lopez in Blacked, I'm gonna be a selfish son of a bitch again. Shakira in Blacked, and Mariah Carey in Brazzers.
Well, I mean, Mariah Carey is like biracial, right?
She's bi something.
Well, no, she's like legit biracial. Like I think she's like.
I know that she's definitely. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's something else.
Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson, or Sable?
Sable. We'll put her in Naughty America. Sable. Tori Wilson. Blacked. Stacy Keibler. Others.
I'll say Sable I'll say Sable and Brazzers, Tori Wilson, Naughty America, Stacy Keibler, and Blacked. Alright, last question from Eddie. What comic book storyline have not had a live action film that you would like to see be made? I mean House of M. I want to see a House of M story fucking movie. And now you got Elizabeth Olsen. Like, just make it happen. I want to see that happen. Alright. Now we're on to Dale Diamond. Gus.
I can't. Well, I have one.
Okay.
X-Men Legends, the game. Make that shit a movie.
Okay. Go with that. Or Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. I want to see that. That's going to be fucking epic. Dale Diamond Gus. I believe he's asked a few questions in the past. He has a few. If you had to only watch one of these for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Blue's Clues, Sesame Street, or Mr. Rogers?
Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues. How much shrimp fried rice could a shrimp fry if a shrimp could fry rice?
7,000.
Yeah, I'll go with that. What is the best decade for fashion?
80s.
Yeah, I'll go with the 80s. Do you think Southern wrestling was better than Northern wrestling?
Fuck yes. 100%.
There's a lot more
Mid-South, Memphis, championship wrestling from Florida, world class, obviously, right? You had Southwest Championship Wrestling here in San Antonio that Tully Blanchard's dad was running here. Yeah. 100% South was better.
A lot more grittier, too. It actually looked like they were kicking the shit out of each other. Who is the most, in your opinion, who is the most overrated band/artist?
Drake.
Who?
Drake.
Drake? You don't like Drake?
Drake.
Alright, so you got Drake. Kid Rock, probably. The guy's a phony. The guy pretends that he's from like the trailer park and he grew up poor, but he was really a rich kid. Like his dad was like an oil tycoon, I think. And
my name is Kid.
He's a piece of shit. So fuck Kid Rock.
Oh my god.
And personally, I think Billie Eilish is overrated. Like I don't get the appeal. I'm just gonna say I don't get her. I don't get why people like her music because I've listened to her songs and it just sounds like she's whispering.
Maybe you're out of touch, old man. I'm just kidding.
I am. I'm out of touch with these kids.
We're pretty much the same age at this point.
So, and I don't know, and it feels weird because I think she's about to be 21, and me pointing out that she has big ass titties and a fat ass. Anyways, what was my question?
At this point, I don't even know.
Uh, yeah. Next question: favorite rapper and least favorite.
Favorite rapper of all time? Jesus, man. So I'll say this: Drake is. I hate Drake. I'm sorry. He's so. Fuck him, man. Like, he portrays himself as something that he's not. I know that's a lot of things in hip hop. Like there's a lot of people that, but he's non-believable what he raps about. Like, how you gonna go rapping about like I got a lot of enemies, right? To singing that, like, no, like you make radio rap. You're not a rapper. So, favorite rapper? Oh man, like it just depends on the era, man. Like to me, it really just depends on the era of rap. Like if I'm talking like really old school rap, from like the '80s, right? Public Enemy, Run DMC, KRS-One, Eric B and Rakim. And if you're talking about '90s, obviously you got Tupac, you got Nas, and Big. If you're talking about the 2000s, you got Eminem. You got I think Rick Ross is underrated. Rick Ross, Kanye. Like the first 3 albums from Kanye was fucking amazing. Graduation's a fucking amazing album, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, I can't pick one because there's all these different eras and all these different types of rap. Like I could go back and listen to the Curse Blow, and Curse Blow and Grandmaster Flash. You know what I mean? Furious 5. Like, go back and listen to fucking I already said KRS-One, but like LL Cool J, right? Like, I mean, it just like I can't pick one. I can't pick one. Talk about this all night.
I don't know. I don't know if I can pick a favorite because I wasn't that crazy about rap. I mean, I like some rap. There's some rap I can stand. I like the old school, like from the '90s and shit. Like, I like a lot of what Naughty by Nature did. I like a lot of their songs. They're fun songs. They're songs you can bob your head to. Public Enemy is, you can't go wrong with them. Wu-Tang. Again, gotta show respect to Nas. I'm not a fan of him as a person for obvious reasons, but Kanye has made some good songs, so I gotta give respect where respect is due. Eminem, of course, has made a lot of hits. I guess my least favorite rapper is Jay-Z. If I had to pick anyone, he's maybe my least favorite.
Wow.
I don't know, like me and my friend, like we have a joke about him where we call him Lazy instead of Jay-Z. Like, I don't know, I've never been a big fan of Jay-Z personally. Just his music has never really done it for me.
A lot of people, it's like he's very polarizing for sure. Like you say, like he's one of the best of all. I think he's probably one of the best of all time?
He kind of gets overrated a little bit.
To me, I don't think he's overrated, but like I don't think he's up there. I think he's probably like top 15, top, like with everything too, because like he's not definitely one of the best rappers, or he's definitely not one of the best lyricists of all time or anything like that. Like, you go with a whole bunch of people who are better lyricists, right? But like, as far as him bringing rap with the gangster culture and trying to make that mainstream, he was one of the people that did that, along with NWA and and I forgot to mention Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. I forgot to mention those guys as well. But Jay-Z, he's up there for me, at least personally.
All right. Next is all camo or all neon. I don't know what that means.
I guess what to wear. Like, you have to pick one or the other to wear.
I guess camo. I don't know how to answer that question, dude.
I'll go all neon because camo. If I'm wearing all camo, I might be dead. So.
What are your opinions on the great battle between Milo's Sweet Tea and Red Diamond?
Actually, you want to know something here? I have a 6-pack of Milos. Now, to be honest, if I have to pick one or the other, I'll have to go with Milos. But that's not the best sweet tea. Like, you get sweet tea anywhere here in Texas, and anything from a restaurant would be better than those two. Like Bush's. Like, you had Bush's before, right, Drew?
Fuck yeah, dude.
that sweet brown
Their
Kool-Aid crap that they got.
diabetes in a fucking cup tea.
Yeah, that shit's there. That Bill Miller's, right? You know what I mean? I know you guys probably don't know what we're talking about, but if you're not from San Antonio, but McDonald's sweet tea is fucking good as shit too.
Yes, but again, like there'll be days where it's good, and then it's just like are you trying to fucking kill me?
It depends, but at least the one by my house over here, because I'm over here on Petrenko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't live too far from me. Yeah, like, have you ever had sweet tea that was like you taste it and you're like, this is too sweet. This is like way too fucking sweet.
No. Just if I die, I die. Fuck it.
Well, no, like not to die, but it's just like you can't drink it because it's too sweet.
Yeah, no, I'm a thug. If if I die, like, fuck it.
All right, fair enough. Who would be a great actor to play Doctor Doom if he got his own movie? I mean, that's a. I would like Michael Fassbender to play Doctor Doom. He kind of looks like what I would think Doctor Doom would be. There's rumors that Henry Cavill might play him. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting. I mean, he'd be a pretty buff, Doom. But I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I would like Fassbender as Doom. That's just me. Last question from Dale. Do you think that black truly goes with everything? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wear black. I wear nothing but black. I'm black all the time. So there you go. Right. I mean, it's like the scene in Batman Begins. When Bruce is driving the Wrangler, like he asks, Lucius, does it come in black?
There's one color that black doesn't go with.
Huh.
Brown.
All right.
Like or like an olive.
I guess probably like colors that are similar to it, like that have kind of that darker tone.
The dirty mustard yellow.
Ugh, gross. Black and blue, or black and red, or black and gray. Those you can't go wrong with those.
Black and white, black and yellow, black and pink, black and purple, black.
It's like only wear black or really, really dark gray. Thank you. I want to make sure I get your name right. Dale Diamond. Thank you for your questions. Anna has the next bunch of questions. Is Keith Lee the spokesperson? I'm sorry. Is Keith Lee the spokesperson for Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig?
Weight Watchers, because I think Jenny Craig. Most of the time I've seen Jenny Craig commercials usually involve women, so.
Is Jenny Craig even still a thing? Okay.
I mean, they still have, from what I know, they still got a website, they still got like weight loss, I can't even talk, weight loss programs and whatnot. They just don't have advertisement.
Oh yeah, and then Weight Watchers, I think Charles Barkley was on that for the longest time.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley and I'm fat, look at me.
I know what you fellas are thinking. Man, I still like meatballs. Well, what I'm telling you here, fellas, is if you choose Weight Watchers, you can still eat your meatballs. I don't know. I remember that as a commercial. What's the worst date you've ever been on? Oy.
I don't even think I want to tell it, to be honest.
You have to tell it. Come on.
Oh, well, basically, long story short, I was on a date with the man.
Okay. Explain. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but explain.
No, not there's any. No, that wasn't my worst date. No, my worst date was that I was taking a girl out to the bar. I did, and this was a little bit after my birthday. This is like probably like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe like 2 years ago, actually, 2 or 3 years ago. But anyway, I did not realize that my license had expired. Oh, I couldn't take her out to go because we were, like, hey, let's go for a drink, you know what I mean? And, let's go eat, whatever, right? So let's go eat first. I forgot where we went. There wasn't anything, crazy. They were gonna go to a bar to go, get some drinks and hang out, and we're gonna meet up with some of our friends there. I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into the bar because my license was expired.
Oy.
Even though I was of age, my license was expired, so I was denied entry.
That sucks.
Yeah. So yeah, it was awkward as shit. So
I've been on some pretty bad dates.
I had somebody that smoked crack in front of me too, as well.
Jesus fucking Christ! Did you?
Like, you don't mind if I do this, do you?
like, did you smoke it?
Sure, knock yourself out.
My date, we went to the movies, and the whole time she was on her phone. And I was glancing over at a text she put, and she put, "This date sucks."
Oh, wow.
So, I was a dick. I'm still kind of a dick, but I think I was more of a dick back then. I pretended that I needed to go to the restroom. But I really went to my car and left. Another date was a blind date. And this girl was tall. Again, nothing against tall women. I've met some really beautiful tall women. But this, she was not, it for me. So I had to do the whole, hey, I have a family emergency, I need to leave.
God.
Another date. Oh shit. I guess I can't tell that story.
I was like, oh my god.
We're talking about the worst dates you've ever been on.
Can let me get out of here before I smack you in the head with something?
Yeah.
It'll be me, 'cause then I'll kick your ass right now.
It's yeah, it's you. We've been on bad dates.
Is the fiance there?
No?
Yeah, she just walked in where I was about to tell the story.
Oh no! Oh god!
So I'm just waiting.
Oh man!
I'm
sure all your dates have been great. But she's your fiance.
So. Oh, we've been on some magical great dates. Because every day with her is magical.
Oh, shut this
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm just still waiting for the. I mean, I'll just preface it on saying that this particular date I was on with this girl, her breath smelled really bad, like BAD bad. Like it smelled like she literally brushed her teeth with shit.
Well, yeah. You want to know why?
Huh.
I heard that she was a shit talker.
All right, she walked out. Let me tell the story. All right, so so we went to the movies, and she gave me head in the theater, and like I was just kind of I don't want to say reckless. I'll say kind of reckless. I just whipped it out, and I just said, "Do you wanna?" And she did it, and it was good. And she gave me another one on the way home, but her breath smelled like fucking shit. And even like right when she was dropping me off at home, she was like, "Don't I get a kiss?" I'm like, I just kissed her on the cheek. I kissed her on the lips like really quick, and I left. And
it's your dick, man.
I mean, I think that's a lot better than whatever the fuck her breath was.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'd rather taste my own cum than kiss her.
Oh god.
I know what I taste like.
Apparently. My God.
Yeah, those some pretty bad dates.
God.
And okay, guys. Let me preface this. I didn't actually taste my own cum, right?
Well, I was gonna say now I gotta taste myself just to prove to you. Fuck.
I just gave her a quick peck on the lips, not like open mouth kiss. Just went and just walked away. So maybe like maybe like on her upper lip. So I didn't actually like. Yeah. Anyways, fucking Anna. Next is with Anna. Is Bailey's ass made of pancakes or rice cakes? I mean,
pancakes.
I want some Bailey pancakes. Jesus.
Sheesh, the motherfuckers are flapjacks.
Flapjacks. Is Saraya the future AEW Hugs champion?
No, she's the future Tuatanga Vailoa champion.
What is that?
You didn't see the well, you probably didn't see the game last night, did you?
What game?
The Dolphins and the Bengals. So Tua Tagovailoa, who's the quarterback.
Oh yeah. Yes. I know. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you saw what happened to him?
Yeah.
She's gonna be that champion.
I mean, I would prefer her to be future Endeavored.
No, come on.
Fuck Paige. Fuck her. I can't. I'm done with her. Like, of all the people that do the whole WWE mistreated me bit, she has no fucking business saying that. Like, bitch, WWE put up with your bullshit for whatever reason. They allowed you to date Alberto Del Rio and whatever the fuck that happened. They didn't fire you during the whole sex tape scandal, which they shouldn't have, but still. And then you go on fucking social media and trash the company after you retired, even though they're paying you to fucking stay at home. So you
think that she was speaking more about Vince McMahon and that last regime versus Triple H?
A lot of people they were still fucking paying her to stay at home even after she had to retire because of a neck injury. So she can go on Twitch and pretend to play video games. So fuck her.
Yeah, but she said that it's fine to have someone that will listen to my ideas, a boss that will listen to my ideas. Like, do you think that she?
It doesn't matter. At the same time, it's just like they put up with so much of her shit that if she's gonna complain that Vince never listened to her ideas, bitch, look what you fucking put that company through. Like, you should have been fired a long time ago. But for whatever reason, nobody ever wanted to fucking fire you. So, fuck her. That's my opinion, and I'll stick to it. Wheeler Yuta looks like a muscular version of Tony Khan. Wheeler Yuta has muscles?
I will say this, not to go back to the game, but the Dolphins head coach, he's basically the Tony Khan of NFL coaches. He talks just like him. I was watching the press conference last night. I was like, this is fucking Tony Khan as an NFL coach. This is fucking amazing.
Is CM Goof really the long lost son of Snitsky? And no, it's not Snitsky's fault. I mean,
I thought it was.
Maybe. What is the worst dentist appointment you've ever had? I've never really had any bad dental experience. I mean, I hate going to the dentist, but I've never really had any bad experiences at the dentist.
Yeah, same here. I can't really recall one.
I mean, there was one time where I had my wisdom teeth removed and they put me on laughing gas. So, but that wasn't really a bad experience. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, there was this one time where they were cleaning my teeth, and when they were about to clean my teeth, instead of them actually putting the stuff in my mouth, they actually poked my eye.
Really?
Oh, that never happened.
Jesus Christ.
That'll be crazy though, but no, it never happened.
It's like Drew kissed a girl if she gave him a BJ. Yeah, I did it because her breath was bad. Is Jim Cornette really deep down a fan of outlaw mud shows?
Hell no, he's definitely not.
I'm going to say he's not. Will Conrad eventually eat Ric Flair? Oh, God.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, just look how big he is.
I mean,
I can get you a good mortgage too. Like, oh shit.
Roll Tide. Is RJ secretly Soraya's love slave? I'm going to say hell no. I don't think Soraya has the, I guess, the assets that RJ looks for.
I'll say yes because I think RJ wants to be a sex slave of Soraya.
I think he'd rather be a sex slave of somebody else. But if he wants to be a sex slave,
you can be multiple slaves for multiple people.
I don't think a black guy would want to be a slave in general.
I mean, you know, not that kind of slave, obviously, but you mean to tell me Nikia Lyons will chain me up and do whatever the hell she wants to be? Yeah, I'm your slave.
All right, fair enough.
Yes, master.
Yes, Mills.
Yes, master.
Is Ian the most gay name for a hurricane?
No. I wouldn't call it Ian a happy name.
I mean, that's not really up for me to decide if a name is gay or not. So
I can't determine if a name is happy or not. So,
I mean, Ian maybe is a less intimidating name for a hurricane.
Oh, we're talking about that type of gay. Sorry.
All right. Next is what are Texas prostitutes like? I don't know. Tell me, Justin.
Just assuming that I have prostitutes. I can't say I haven't actually had a prostitute. Now I have whores. Easy whores. Not a prostitute though.
I don't know.
I never paid for it. A prostitute? Yeah, I pay a prostitute. I never paid for this. There you go.
I mean, I work at a jail, so I see a lot of prostitutes in and out of the jail, and they don't look very good, like you would imagine most prostitutes would be. And
not Julia Roberts, right, from Pretty Woman.
Not Julia Roberts, no, not one you can fall in love with. God damn it, Anna, shut the fuck up. Now you're gonna forever pull that story over my head. Last is fuck, marry, kill. Vince Russo, Jim Cornette, or Wheeler Yuta. No, Anna, I'm not answering this question.
Well, I'll answer it. I'll probably marry Vince Russo. I mean, seems like I don't think he'll cuss me out as much as Jim Cornette would. Killing Wheeler Yuta, and I guess I'll fuck Jim.
Whoa, Anna, you're
like who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? You, Mr. Cornette?
Anna, you're kind of taking this a little bit too far. Relax. We're all friends here. But that's all of Anna's questions. Last is Kyle. Yeah, but for real, don't call me a pussy, Anna. Come on. Last is Kyle. Have you seen videos of the Smile horror movie characters standing behind home plate and MLB games? Yes. I don't know. Like, there's a horror movie called Smile where,
yeah,
I guess there's like an entity or something that causes people to like see, like, I guess, I don't know, like people smiling but like have that creepy evil smile, and Paramount's promoting the movie by having actors go out at like MLB games and sit behind dugouts, or not dugouts, but like sit in like the front row and wear a shirt that says Smile, and they're giving the creepy smile.
Okay.
So I saw the movie on Tuesday. It was okay, but it wasn't really as great as other people may think it is. On Tuesday, I saw the thriller horror movie Don't Worry, Darling in theaters. Have you heard of it? I've heard of it. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. Have you heard of it?
Don't Worry, Darling. I have heard of it. Not my type of thriller horror type of movie. Like, it's No, I'm not. I don't think "Don't Worry, Darling" will be on Dead Meat kill count. I don't think it's gonna be there. So there you go.
All right. I saw a video of a woman shoving that the end of her cat's tail fell off. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I read that right. Have you ever heard of such a thing happen to a cat? Hold on. Let me reread that. I saw a video of a woman showing that the end of her cat's tail fell off. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that. A cat's tail just like randomly falling off.
Me either. Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up. How excited are you to see Black Adam when it releases next month in theaters? I mean, excited. I'm not really gonna say excited because I don't. Well, for one, I don't know anything about the character. I mean, I know enough, but I'm not like a huge fan of the character. You know, John Draper is more of a fan of the character than me, and I like The Rock, so I'll watch it. I'm not gonna say I'm excited because it's DC, and DC is either hit or miss, and a lot of it's been miss. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it with an open mind. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. It's kind of how it goes. Has San Antonio ever been affected by a hurricane?
No, not really. I mean, we we haven't had like anything that was like actual hurricane force winds. We have like crazy storms here or whatnot, but like we don't get like the brunt of a hurricane typically. I know like in 2017 we had some stuff here. 1998. I don't know if you remember this. You probably may. I mean, I don't know. Remember this, but remember that flood that we had like in '98 or something like that, where like
Vaguely.
Vaguely, okay. And we had crazy floods. I think it was like in 2017 too, or whatever year that was when everything was flooding up pretty bad. But San Antonio has like never got like a direct path hit of a hurricane in my lifetime, at least that I can remember.
Yeah, we just get floods. I mean, there was a flood back in 2016 because I live off of Marbach, and it was like you were literally driving in like a fucking river.
We get tornadoes too, as well sometimes.
Next is what's the longest you've gone without power? For me, it was 11 hours on August the 10th, 2021. I don't know if you remember this. I think it was like in the summer of I think like in the summer of 04. It happened in our neighborhood. I don't know if it happened in your neighborhood, but like it happened in our neighborhood. I used to live off of Culebra, and the whole neighborhood was without power.
Piper's Creek or Piper's Meadow, wherever it was called.
Piper's Meadow.
Yeah.
Like that whole day, the entire neighborhood was without power, and I think might have been for like kind of similar to Kyle's story, like 11, 12 hours, and then it just randomly came back on. So. Do you have a story, like how long you've gone without power?
Yeah, actually, maybe like a couple years ago, actually, or 3 years ago, I want to say. Luckily, when it snowed, though, just a quick on that. Luckily, when it snowed, we didn't lose power. Did you lose power when it snowed?
Luckily for us, we didn't lose power because apparently, if you live by like an emergency station, like a police station or a fire station or a hospital, you wouldn't lose power.
Okay. There was like a bad storm here, like in 2019. I want to say it was in the summer or whatnot. We lost power for like the whole neighborhood. Rather lost power for like 48 hours. It was bad. Like had no power, no internet. Like the way I had to go to the gym to go take a shower. I had to go to LA Fitness to go take a shower, right? And and I think at the time too as well. And you know what? I think it actually happened on a weekend. So like basically, it was the storm happened on a Friday night. It was my last day of work for the week, and like the power went out overnight on the Friday, and like we had no power for the entire weekend. And I was quite pissed off. And I think a WWE pay-per-view was on that night too, as well, like on that Sunday, if I remember correctly. So it was a terrible weekend for me.
Fuck, marry, kill: Bailey, Aaliyah, or Bianca Belair?
Is this a fucking joke? Is this a fucking joke? Kill that fucking cunt, bitch, racist, cocksucking bitch, Aaliyah. Fuck her. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Fuck Bailey and marry Bianca.
Yeah, marry Bailey, obviously. Fuck Bianca, even though I think Bianca would probably fuck me. And then kill Aaliyah. Have you ever been to a San Antonio Missions minor league baseball game? I have. Very, very long time ago, though. Very, very long time ago.
I think I went. Like, I remember they won like the Texas League Championship in the early 2000s. I remember going to that final game. I can't tell you remember what it was, like 2001, 2002. I don't think I've been. It's been at least probably a good 20 years since I've been, though.
All right, last question from Kyle. Kyle's the last question of the night. Best and worst experiences at a movie theater?
Well, me going to see Casino Royale.
Was that a good experience? Awesome. Okay, good experience.
Yeah.
And,
oh my God, Casino Royale is one of the best Bond movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that fucking movie. Went to go see it at the time with my was with my ex-girlfriend, and it was fun. It was fun. It came out in 2006, so yeah, senior in high school. Because it came out late 2006, so I was senior in high school then. And yeah, very, 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 very fun movie. Very fun movie. Worst experience as a movie? Jesus, man. Going to see Precious and having my fucking girlfriend at the time, which was another girl, cry. You falling asleep during fucking Batman Ever in 1995 on my birthday. That was bad. I didn't get to see Jim Carrey. Like, I don't know. That's probably I can't really say that I really had bad experiences in a movie theater before. I mean, I guess those are the two worst.
Good experience for me seeing Spider-Man: No Way Home, which was last year, and I don't think I've ever been in a theater where it just seemed like the audience reacted to everything and they were just hyped for everything, and that was interesting. And like, spoilers, certain people come out in the film, and the fucking the place was unglued. Like Pat Patterson would say, the place went banana when certain people came out in the theater. Or in the movie, I'm sorry. So it's one of those experiences I wish I can relive again, just so I can rewatch that movie for the first time with that kind of audience. Avengers Endgame, same thing. People went fucking apeshit for it. I think those are the two movies that stick out in my mind. Worst experiences. I mean, I guess I talked about it earlier. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that was a bad experience. That was just she obviously used toilet water as fucking mouthwash.
Oh, come on, man. No.
And you're forgiven, Anna. But bad experiences as far as like movie wise. I forget which movie it was. Might have been like one of the Jurassic Park movies, or no, I think it was like one of the King Kong, or not King Kong, but Godzilla movies, and we went to Cielo Vista, and I mean, I don't know how Justin would feel about Cielo Vista. I personally don't like Cielo Vista. I mean, the quality of that place has gone down.
Ingram?
Yeah.
I'm content with. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm content with it, but just real quick, piggybacking off of bad experiences in theater. I forgot to say this. It was like 2007, 2008, maybe 2009. I don't know. I don't know what the hell went on that night, but I went to the Draft House, or the one that was on Marbach.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker was stinking. It smelled awful in there. I don't know if you ever had bad experience in there of that theater smelling like shit. It smelled like crap. I forgot what movie that was. I think that's probably legitimately the worst experience I ever had in a movie theater because it just came back to me. What movie I went to go see? Totally forgot. That movie. It stunk in there. It was terrible.
Another thing, since you're talking about Draft House, I just thought of it. Was we went to go see? I think it was that Dark Tower movie with McConaughey and Idris Elba, and my fiance. I mean, she was my girlfriend at the time. Now she's my fiance. She lost her phone while we were at the theater because we were leaving, got into the car, and she realized, oh shit, I don't have my phone. And we were trying to go back into the fucking theater to check the because she remembers, well, I probably lost in the bathroom stall, and they were being suspicious about it because like they wouldn't let us go into the restroom and fucking check. Like they checked and they were like, oh, we didn't see anything. And I remember being like, did you actually look? They're like, oh yeah, we didn't find anything. So I'm thinking one of them fucking took it. So, and I remember I had a friend that worked there at the time, and I wanted to ask her, like, can you ask these motherfuckers if they saw a phone? Because it sounds pretty suspicious. So she, again, like me, she couldn't get any answers. Other bad experiences, just in theaters. I don't know. There's always going to be, I mean, just people that bring their fucking kids. Like babies, infant babies, and they start crying, and it's like they don't want to take them out to the fucking lobby to quiet them down, even though you're supposed to do that, but, you know, whatever. There was one where I think we went to go see one of the Godzilla movies, and there was this family that were sitting in, like, really opposite ends of the theater. Like, they were sitting next to me. One of them was sitting next to me, and then I think their grandparents were in the front row. And their kid, for whatever reason, their kid kept walking back and forth through us. They would go sit with their grandparents and they would go sit with them. Until finally I just went, fuck it. And I remember I just put my fucking feet up. And when they were trying to go past me, I just didn't fucking move. I'm like, I'm trying to watch the movie and your kid keeps walking back and forth. It's very distracting. And so eventually I let the kid pass by, and then after that, the kid didn't, get up anymore. So I'm like, don't fucking do that in a movie theater. Come on. Yeah, that's all the questions we have. Kyle, thank you for the questions. And fun stuff tonight. You found out a little bit about Justin. You found a little bit about me. You're probably disgusted by me, but that's okay. That's okay. We're all among friends here.
Damn shame. No, I was kidding.
It's a damn shame. I think me and RJ are doing a Patreon show tomorrow. I'll just have to ask him again, but yeah, we're doing something for Patreon tomorrow. Next week, I believe I got Ruben Prime for the show on Wednesday. So it's going to be a trio. It's going to be a trios match.
Oh, yeah. Three-way. Yeah.
Three-way. So yeah, next Wednesday or next Saturday, it's going to be Extreme Rules. So next Wednesday, we're going to be doing predictions, and then if we have time, which I think we should, we're going to do 299 to 200 on the PWI list. So we're gonna finish this list. Even if
good for him.
Good for him. Good for the great Robert Martyr. But thank you for the questions, guys. We will see you on the next episode, which will be let's see, because tomorrow's the first day of October. So let me look at the calendar real quick.
Be Wednesday the 5th.
Well, I'm talking about the Q&A show.
Gotcha.
So Q&A, let's see, 8, 22, 29. So what do you think works better, the next Q&A show? Should it be on the 15th or the 8th?
It's not a pay-per-view night, is it? No, it's not.
Oh, no, next week is the pay-per-view. I'm sorry. So 15th, right?
Yeah, 15 should be fine. Yeah.
All right, so the 15th, that'll be the next Q&A show. And as always, send in your questions just like you always do. Through the questions tab here on the Discord, or you follow me on Twitter. You can DM me your question, or you can just DM me your question, or Facebook me your question. And then the last Q&A of October will be on the 29th, and that's heading into Halloween. So for that one, guys, let's make it Halloween themed. Ask some spooky questions.
Yeah, some favorite horror movies, or wherever y'all want to come up with.
Favorite horror movies, favorite horrors. How about that? I
can go on for 20 minutes with that.
I'm pretty sure RJ, Justin, they probably have some interesting questions about your favorite horrors. But anyway, like I said, guys, good show tonight. This will go up pretty soon, and I think we're doing a Patreon tomorrow, me and RJ. But we'll see you guys next week, same time, same channel, on Wednesday, and we'll see you all in about 2 weeks on the 15th for the next Q&A show. But as always, I'm Drew Yari.
I'm Justin. It's Fine Mr. T's.
And have a good night. Peace.